You are listening to Wolf Trader Radio. This is your week in review for March 24, 23. This was another choppy week for equity markets, but the S&P closed higher. The S&P closing higher is a very positive sign and should be viewed as a positive divergence against the negative banking crisis. The week started with more chaos in Europe as UBS bought out Credit Suisse. The Fed also boosted dollar liquidity through coordinated action with the Bank of Canada, the Bank of England, the Bank of Japan, the European Central Bank, the Federal Reserve, and the Swiss National Bank. The Fed raised rates by plus 0.25% on Wednesday. The markets interpreted this as a dovish response. We know the strategy now from the Federal. They are confident enough to control this behind the scenes between the Fed juice, swaps, and loans through the discount window and the bank term funding program. On the surface, the small hikes or pauses will continue, wink, wink. But there is a steady policy now, and easing has begun behind the scenes. This steady policy is good for markets. The S&P CAT master signal has reached a low. There are other multiple astro signals that are in the process of bottoming. The combined Saturn cycle is now rising for many months to come. Gold continued to be bullish this week. The gold Fed juice is in a buy since March 2, 23. Bitcoin also remained bullish this week. The Bitcoin Fed juice is in a buy since March 13, 23. The Wolf Spread Trader is now long Bitcoin and short gold. Just a word of caution on gold, we are seeing a combined knee-jerk flight to quality in Bitcoin, gold, and bonds. The question is which class will remain strong after this crisis subsides. Gold may be in trouble. The long-term Saturn cycles suggest that gold is just beginning to enter wave 6 down. This wave 6 down lasts until late 2028. So this move by gold is likely a counter-trend rally. Natural gas is still wandering around. The seasonal pattern for natural gas is still very strong in March and April. The strongest part of the seasonal is in late March and April. So look for a building pattern in late March going forward. Oil was lower this week. Oil and gasoline are now in negative seasonals until late March. The oil Fed juice is now in a buy since March 23, 23 to the negative seasonal pattern in oil may be ending. There is a bullish seasonal starting for oil now until July. If oil rallies into this period, gold may sell off during the same time. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, we will host a webinar, Pluto in Aquarius and Financial Markets. This week we will look at the significance of Pluto moving into the sign of Aquarius. Pluto changes signs very slowly, which is a significant event for long-term trends. Join us as we explore this topic in depth. We look forward to seeing you at the webinar and thank you for your interest in Wolf Trader Futures. The webinar will be archived on Sunday, March 26, 23, on Patreon and the members area of the website. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. The Polar ARF Squared had a profitable week. The trade of the week was the Polar ARF Squared Legacy Gold short on March 24, 23. The Polar ARF Squared Turbo did well this week in the market chaos. The Polar ARF Squared Turbo is a higher frequency version. The Polar ARF Squared Turbo trades smaller position sizes in micro contracts. The Polar ARF Squared Turbo trades with copper, gold, and the 2-year note. The Polar ARF Squared Legacy trades with less frequency but a higher winning percentage. The Polar ARF Squared Legacy will continue to trade with the Polar ARF Squared Turbo. We discuss the live account auto trading and Polar ARF Squared in detail each week in our Zoom meeting at 8 a.m. The Zoom meetings are open to the public. You must be on the email list to get an invitation, and replays are posted on the website later in the day. You can sign up for the free email list at www.wolftraderfutures.com or www.fedjuice.com. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend.